Hey folks, thanks for tuning in today. Hopefully I'm not too sweaty and disgusting. It is a whopping 72 degrees in Washington here. And so obviously we can't even handle it. Like my sweat stains are just going to be atrocious by the end of the day. We're mushroom people, man. The sun comes out and we don't even know what to do. Anyway, erase tool. I had to re-record this intro because as I did the actual video, we didn't really focus so much on the erase tool because you know what it does. It's erasing stuff. But we end up talking a lot about the Apple Pencil 2 and why it is you want to use it, all the cool little sidey swishy functions it's got, and then this function, and then the double tap, right? Go with the second generation Apple Pencil. You will save so much time. Let's get into the erase tool. This is just going to be that overview of, yes, we've already done the pen or the regular brushes. We've done the smudge tool. Now we're going to finish it out. Next video is going to be on layers. But as we finish out this video series, we're just kind of going over all the cool things you can do, how to bring this stuff together, and a little bit on creating brush file system things. So if that sounds interesting to you, I'm Clay, the Techie Tattooer, and this is our last video on brush thingies. All right, I just noticed I had the fan going on full blast, so hopefully that wasn't too loud in the intro, but yeah. Anyway, here we go. We'll call this like part 3-ish, even though it's part like 3.5, 4, whatever. Time before last, we did the inking tool, then we did kind of 2 videos on the smudge tool, and now we're on to the erase tool. As we talk about this, I want to make one thing super, super clear that just in case I haven't talked about this before, I think I have, but all of these pens, right? All of these tools, these brushes, right? They are the same brushes you get in every single selector, right? These are all the same and these are all the same. So you're just opening the same file cabinet with 3 different tools, right? 3 different access holes that all lead to the same room, right? So that means that anything you make, right? Like I was hanging out with my aunt, and we made her a cute little, this is just technical pen 1, right? Where I was just showing her, showing her how you can make your own little stamps, right? And how that works and what that looks like, right? And varying the sizes and all that stuff. Anyway, and so all of those tools are available, right? It's available in the pen, it's available in the smudge tool, and here in the erase tool. So if you followed along on the other tutorial where we made our own custom brushes, they are also available there, right? I stored them under tattoo needles, and so that's where they are there. If you want, I'll go ahead and just be a little bit nerdy, and we'll take too long to do this tutorial. You can create your own file system here where you click this plus button. Cancel, cancel, cancel. It's not that plus button. Which one is it? That plus button. Get back here. Why are you giving me lip plus button? That's the plus button we want. There we go. I don't know why it's doing that on me. Anyway, so this little plus button up here, you click on it and then new brushes, right? And so you can drag and drop any brushes from anywhere into this new brushes set. So like, let's say we got over here and we go to the airbrush, and then we want it to now be in our new brushes, right? We can just hold it down, move it around, see that little plus symbol, go over here. It should highlight in just a second. Come on. Nope, not recent. New brushes. There you go. See that little black bar show up there? Oh no. Yes. Okay, good. I stuck it in new brushes. Now the problem is I really did just stick it in new brushes. It is no longer, oh, it is. It duplicated it. Oh, cool. I thought it actually cut it out. I wonder if that's because it's a default set. Ooh, we'll have to play with that more. But anyway, so you can, and it's actually something that I am needing to do, right? Where I would go here new brushes, and then I go take my inking pen, my technical pen, because I use it all the time, and then we grab it, and then we stick it over here in new brushes. Oh man, see, I thought that's what would happen. New brushes. There. Okay, right on. And then we're going to grab my monoline. And so what I've done now is these are my favorite brushes. These are the ones that I use all the time for everything. And I can't aim for some reason. There we go. And so we're going to rename this Fave Brushes. All right. And there we are. And so you can do this to create your own quick select things so that you, yeah, quick access. It's always a good idea. And hopefully that was helpful for you folks for just a little segue to make this video, way too long. And now we're 5 minutes in. Goodness gracious me. So the erase tool, it erases. Drag into there. Now I've got my erase tool going, and we're going to show our background layer color because we're eating away whatever it is we've got behind it. It's pretty much just that. Like all of these tools, it's got, the opacity. So you can change that and slowly erase things out to create cool little erasing gradients. It's an incredibly, obviously I use the erase tool all the time. My favorite thing to do with the erase tool though is keep it as the technical pen so that way when I'm doing, like let's say a big old fat line here with my favorite brushes, monoline. So I got my big old monoline going on. And then I want to make some nice, cool little taper in it. I make sure I'm on my technical pen, and then I will erase out a nice little taper in that so that I've got a really consistent, non sensitive line where the weight on this line is absolutely perfect. And then any type of imperfections that I want to put in it, I erase into it. Right. Yeah, it's there's really not a whole lot to talk about with the erase tool because it is exactly like it sounds. It works exactly like you would expect it to work, right? Where you get really just beautiful textures. If you want to use beautiful textures, it does exactly what you would expect it to. And it is the reason you want to buy the second generation Apple Pencil, or rather, have at least the second generation machines. And you just Google it. Just ask what works with which iPad versions work with the second generation Apple Pencil, because right up here on this flat part of the pencil, you double click and it goes to eraser, and you double click and it goes back to the pen, right? And that little action is going to save you so much time instead of having the first gen, which has that little silver there, and you're gonna have to go back and forth and back and forth. And every time you click on it, right, it is so much easier, so much quicker to have just your little favorite brushes selected, right? And you're doing your drawing, and then just double click and go, and double click and go, and double click and go, right? It's going to make your life so much faster, so much easier. And so that is the main reason to get it. There are other reasons as well. Like if we go to we'll do the, I think sketching has some of these guys, right? Like the pencil here. Yeah, see, okay, so you can see that. So notice how I just used this side of this pencil here to get that pencil effect. We'll go ahead and use the sketching pencil, right? And this is where things get absolutely next level, is you can, see that? You can use this part here to get those actual sketching style pencil perfect gradients. Now, I don't do this, being the tattoo artist that I am. I don't really but look at how shaky that is, but also how amazingly cool that is instead of the actual drawing function with the tip, right? So that's what it looks like when you draw with the tip versus using this side just like you would with a real pencil. And so this function of the Apple Pencil is available in the eraser as well, where you can now erase out. Wait, am I on the right? Yeah. There we are, full opacity. Right? We're now erasing this out again. Very much like if you had, that cute little smushy white eraser and you wanted to erase out nice and smooth. So that kind of stuff, and I know this just became a tutorial about the Apple Pencil too, the second gen Apple Pencil, but guys, the cool textures and things you can do if you are actually just a painter is so amazing. Play around, figure out what you want to do, get used to the eraser, the smudge tool, the pen, and learn to make your own stuff, or just be better about learning these cool individual tools because they're absolutely great. Look at that. Look at that super cool texture you can smear onto stuff versus drawing with it where it's more like an airbrush, right? Super cool smudge texture. Look at that. Look at that. Look at this beautiful paper texture that you can get. So yeah, folks, I know that was kind of a weird end of the tutorial, sort of let's just review everything. So I'll probably have to redo the intro. Maybe I won't. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to redo the intro. Ugh. Anyway, that's your Apple Pencil 2. The erase tool is just the erase tool. You know what it does. You know what to do with it. But get this, it's the thing to do. It's going to make your life so much better. There's so many more people who can teach you so many more options. So go out there, explore. Don't just learn from me. The YouTube sphere is an amazing place where YouTube University is for real, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video where probably going to be talking about layers. See ya.